Hey everyone. Hmm. Hello from Nicaragua. I am traveling and really happy to be with you today. Hmm. I hear it's pretty warm in Madison, so getting some unseasoned, some strange weather, it sounds like, but I'm glad for everyone there. So let's just take a moment to drop in. And actually, if you're able to stand, let's do a little bit of movement to get ourselves more in the body. Um, so we're just going to do some shaking, and that can look like this. You can shake your arms out, or you can bend your knees and just kind of bounce your body. And if you allow your muscles to be very loose, and you shake fast, you could feel the flesh like shaking on your bones. For some, that might not feel good. So again, you can just shake however you want. Arms can go above the head. Could even add some shoulder rolls in. Whatever feels good to you in this moment. You may want to close your eyes and really feel the joints and the flesh and the bones. Really feel your body. Connect to your feet. Feel your big toe, second toe, third toes, fourth toes, and fifth toes. And feel them all contacting your shoes or the ground. And then feel the outsides of your feet. Tune into the outsides of your feet. Then tune into your heels while keeping the entire foot contacting the earth. And then tune into your arch. Some people, their arches may touch the ground, some may be above the ground. And then stilling the movement. Closing your eyes if you want, knees bent, wide stance. Placing a hand on the belly and a hand on the chest if you'd like. And breathing into the belly first, so the belly will expand with the in-breath. And then the chest fills up. And then as you breathe out, chest softens, belly softens, and at the end of the out breath, you contract your navel just a little bit. You contract your abdominal muscles tiny bit, and the navel goes back towards the spine to get the rest of that breath out of your body. So at your own pace, we're going to do this full yogic breath where it's almost like your body is a vase and you're pouring water or breath.
I see that Sarah has froze. Here, she's coming back. Sarah, you froze for a second there.
Yeah, looks like okay, so sorry about that, everyone. This is the dilemma with being not at home.
It looks like you're good
All
again.
right. Yeah. So if I cut out again, just so I know we've had this happen before, I'm just gonna say we cut out, and we're back. And what I would encourage you to do is treat this all as part of the meditation. This is this is kind of how life goes. Sometimes it's smooth, sometimes it's rocky. And notice if the mind gets agitated, notice if the mind gets angry or judgmental or frustrated. And my encouragement would be to welcome all of it, you know? So actually, let's move into how you're planning on meditating today, whether that's sitting, standing, lying down. Come into a comfortable posture for you. And begin to connect with your breath. Let's do several full yogic breaths where you're filling up the belly again first. Like a vase, fills from the bottom up. And then as you empty your body of breath, the chest softens, belly softens, navel towards spine, completing the out breath. Noticing the slight pause at the top of the inhale, and then noticing the slight pause at the end of the exhale. We're going to stay with this, just noticing the full inhale and the full exhale, and the slight pause at the top and the slight pause at the bottom. And if you're having trouble focusing today, I would encourage you to, on the in, so, and on the out, so, and you're not saying this out loud, you're hearing it. It's part of the breath. So the breath sounds a bit like so on the inhale and a bit like hum on the exhale. So the mantra can help you find even more focus. And just going to mute myself so there's not any background noise as you do so hum. And seeing if you can welcome everything in your experience, welcoming thoughts, welcoming emotions, welcoming body sensations, just allowing the awareness to move to whatever is in your consciousness. And the breath and the mantra are your anchor. They're your anchor to the present moment. So from time to time, you re-anchor in the breath, perhaps in the mantra. Or, many people, they don't, some people don't like the breath as an anchoring point. So use the mantra then. It's almost like you're hearing so on the in breath and you're hearing hum, and you can say the words in your mind as well. So working with breath or mantra, mind goes to thoughts, emotions, body sensations, and then you allow it to go, and then you bring it back to breath or mantra or both. Noticing if you've forgotten that you're meditating, if you've forgotten to be in the present moment, and with great gentleness, bring yourself back into the present moment with the breath or the mantra. So we're not judging, we're not blaming. And if we are, we're noticing that, we're witnessing it, and then we're coming back to the present moment again and again and again. There's no doing this wrong, it's impossible. Where's your awareness? Coming back to breath or mantra, sensations of breathing, sound, imagined sound of the mantra. So, in breath, out breath, and aware of the body, aware of the sensations in the body. Attending to the body as you need, allowing movement if that's needed, and just seeing if you can really pay attention as you move, noticing the urge or impulse to move and then moving, really being, seeing if you can stay in your body if you're doing any movement. If you're needing support, you might place a hand on the heart or face or belly or squeezing yourself, anything that feels good, anything that feels right in this moment. Otherwise, simply staying with breath or mantra. and also welcoming the entirety of your experience. Perhaps there is a noticing of emotions in your being today. See if you can connect with where the emotions might be showing up in your body. And tuning into the sensation. One thing that often happens for us is we have an emotion and then the mind goes straight to story and explanation. So just watching to see if that's happening for you. And oftentimes if there's a strong rumination or story, it's almost like it's covering up an emotion sometimes. So see if you can drop the story. And it's not like we're pushing away thoughts because that doesn't really work. It's like we're letting thoughts move through and we're just recognizing that there is this part of each one of us that is capable of sort of like leaning back, zooming out, and noticing thought or story or judgment. And this zoomed out part can sort of see it all, know that it's happening. And when it's really strong, it can be very challenging. So being gentle with yourself, very gentle, especially if the emotion or thought or story is strong. And then practicing zooming out. So zooming out, but zooming into the body. So allowing there to be spaciousness and noticing sensation, because the more we notice sensation, we realize it's always changing. It's rising and it's falling. It's shifting, it's morphing, it's transforming. And what the mind can do, it's not bad, but the mind can have this tendency out of our evolutionary need for safety to just sort of repeat itself and kind of get on this track. So I notice my mind doing that when I'm upset about something, especially. My mind will get on this track of trying to maybe explain or understand or um, planning a way to deal with a situation or something like that, or judging. So if your mind is in that space now or in the future, one sort of trick is to see the story when you can, see the mind doing what it does. You're like, oh, sweet mind, you're trying to protect me. Okay. Oh, mind, this is what you do. And then imagine your consciousness literally dropping from the head down into the heart. And then see it drop again down from the heart into the belly. And then imagine consciousness dropping once again right into your pelvis, into your sits bones. So these three centers, heart, belly, butt. And the mind is very active. Let it do its thing, but see it again and again. We see it, name it. Okay, I see you, mind. It's not critical. This is what the mind is evolutionarily designed to do. It's doing its job. Mind can be busy. We can still be meditating when the mind is busy. I have a tremendously busy mind. So see it, name it, and then drop your consciousness, meaning imagine maybe you're really visual, imagining like a ball of light dropping from the head down into the heart. Let's stay there for a while. Let's stay with this like breathing. So you might even imagine it as a sphere of light in the heart space. And as you breathe in, it expands a little bit. As you breathe out, it softens and gets a little smaller. You can imagine the sphere expanding if you want, or you can just keep it within the confines of your physical body. Let's practice that way for a while. So now we're using visualization and breath to bring ourselves a little bit more down into the body, specifically the heart space. Let's practice that way together for a bit. Again, noticing thoughts and then imagining the sphere of light just dropping down each time, again and again. Ball of light expanding in the heart space with the in breath, softening with the out breath. Expansion in the chest, the in breath, softening of the chest with the out breath. Noticing where your awareness is at now. Welcoming whatever's in your awareness. Seeing it, feeling it clearly. Even something like confusion. Just noticing the quality of your experience right now. Noticing if you're judging it, trying to get away from it, resisting it. And that's all part of your current experience. So the invitation is to see if you can welcome the entirety of your experience, noticing the parts that you want to push away and the parts that you like and you want to grasp or hold on to or make last. And the practice is to just notice. Notice as the human part of you does these things. And seeing if we can soften around our own humanness. Seeing if you can soften, have a little more compassion with yourself in this moment, falling in grace. If you've been following the ball of light in your chest, I invite you to imagine the ball moving downward to your solar plexus, so the area just below, or excuse me, just above your belly button. You might even place a hand there if you'd like. Feel the warmth of your own hand. This area just above the belly button. As you breathe in, ideally that part of your body pushes outward, it's expanding. If you're breathing with your diaphragm, that's how it is happening. If you notice that part of your body sucking in with the in breath, you're doing something called reverse breathing. Many people do this. It's really common and it can really exacerbate anxiety. So it's a good time to practice and see if you're breathing with your diaphragm. The hand should be pushing outward as you are filling up the body with air. And the hand moves in and towards your spine as you breathe out. Following the surface of your solar plexus by feeling the warmth of your hand, if you're doing that. And then seeing if you can bring your awareness into the solar plexus, into the body in this area. You might even, if it's comfortable, place a hand kind of on the back. So now you've got one hand on the front, one hand on the back, almost like you're holding this ball of energy, ball of light we're imagining. Feel the ball of light expanding with the in-breath and softening, getting a little smaller with the out-breath. Expansion in all directions, back body, side body, front body, expansion in all directions. And if you're tired, you don't want your hands anymore on your solar plexus and on your back, just allow them to soften, go to the knees or wherever they're resting. But continue noticing the expansion and the softening. And again, if you're visual and you want to imagine this ball of light expanding and softening, and then this can be part of your object of focus, part of what brings you back. And you notice that your experience is in the mind largely. And again, we don't make that wrong. You just simply notice, oh, I've been in planning. Oh, I'm in a story. And you come back to the body. And if there's an emotion, you are going to that. You're letting your awareness be with that. But then this centering point in the solar plexus, it helps you have like a support, a grounding support place to rest your attention. So you can go to an emotion and how it feels in the body or how it feels in your awareness. And then you can come back to this place or another place that you've chosen in your body and use it as sort of this way to access presence and spaciousness, even amidst difficult emotions, if that's going on for you right now. If the difficult emotion happens to be felt in your solar plexus, you can be with it. And then maybe you pivot to your heart space. So it's this pendulating between a part of the body or part of the experience that feels maybe edgy or challenging. And then coming into a space where you feel some groundedness or some regulation. So for many of us, that might be the feet. You might feel your feet on the ground. You might feel your butt on the chair or the cushion. You're pendulating between perhaps something challenging, and this could be physical um, challenge as well. If you're having physical pain, you can pendulate between the area that's struggling, and then you come back to something that is at ease or grounded. So we're just touching difficulty without having to flood ourselves. And then we're coming back into a space of the body that's more soothing, more regulated. Let's practice together in that way. If you'd like, and practice moving your awareness, your anchor, once more to the belly, the area just below your belly button. If you'd like, again, the ball of light can move downwards. You're feeling and imagining an expansion of a sphere of light in the belly. Again, if you'd like, you can put one hand on your low back and one hand on your belly, below the belly button, and you can feel as you breathe in air moving in expands the front body, the back body, the side bodies, 360 degrees of expansion on the in breath, and then softening and releasing on the out breath. A balloon being blown up and then letting the air out. Ball of light expanding in breath, and then exhaling. Ball of light softens, gets a little bit smaller. If you'd like, the ball of light can expand outside of the confines of your physical body. And again, we're still welcoming the entirety of the experience. Just playing around with where we focus and center our attention. Because as humans, we're designed to try to figure things out. Some of us, myself, I can identify with this going to the head, going to the mind. So just imagining that center of attention. Again, if your awareness, if you're noticing it's really in the head today, again, it's not bad. Very human, very normal. Just imagine the ball of light traveling from the head center down through the neck, down through the heart, past the solar plexus, past the belly button, just centering itself in this low, low belly, feeling the expansion and the softening, and imagining that ball of light that gets bigger and then smaller. Mm, Next, if you'd like, imagining the ball of light dropping lower into the root, whatever you feel as the root of your body. Could be your sits bones, your sacrum, your butt, your pelvis, your genitals, your perineum, wherever you feel your root to be. Imagine that ball of light just dropping down. And again, feeling how it's a little more subtle than the belly and the chest, but see if you can notice as you breathe in, this area expands slightly. And as you breathe out, it softens. Just noticing what's already happening in the body. Now my invitation for the completion of the meditation is, if you'd like, you can join me in toning the sound of Om 3 times. And if you're in a space where you can't make sound or that's not comfortable for you, simply imagining the sound of Om with each out breath. So we're going to, in a moment, breathe in, and then on the out breath, we will do the sound of Om together. And my encouragement as you do this is to feel these places in your body that we've been tuning into with the visualization. Feel your body vibrating with the sound of Om. Wherever you feel it, just noticing where the body is vibrating. Breathing in. Om. 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 Maybe you can still feel your body vibrating, noticing that, or just noticing stillness, or whatever's here. About each one of you, may the fruits of our practice today spread outwards in all directions and help to end the suffering of all beings everywhere. Thank you so much for joining me. Mm, mm.